Hey guys, okay, it is 9:32. I'm running a little bit behind, so I had to skip the getting ready part. I am dressed. I am visiting my uni for the first time, so we have to drive up to the station and then we're going to go from there. So I will try and film on my phone. I'm going with my mum today. Yeah, you guys saw my morning routine. I was a wiggly worm this morning. I'll explain that later on in the video or on the voiceover, but super anxious. My prayer time and devotion has really calmed me. Starting to feel the wiggles again, but I will keep you informed and let's do this. Okay, I hope that you guys enjoyed the vlog of just my morning routine and then actually kind of travelling. I have to be honest, I think that my morning routine was what changed the dynamic of the whole day, because in the clip I filmed before I leave, I was talking about feeling like a wiggly worm because the night before I knew that me and my mum were going to go visit my uni and I didn't want to sleep. I was just like distracting myself. I turned off my like nighttime things that I have on my phone where it like turns the screen grey and closes off my social media apps and everything. I turned all that off and I was just like watching a movie and just, you know, like when you're anxious and you don't want to go to sleep, you don't want to deal with it and you kind of think you can just put it off. And then eventually, I don't know what time it was, 11, 12, whatever, I was like, I need to go to bed. Like, I am going tomorrow. I'm going to be exhausted if I stay up all night. And the whole night was just feeling anxious. I woke up pretty early. And I was just so anxious. I felt like a wiggly worm. Like, my whole body was like, ooh, like, I'm so anxious. Like, everything was just, you know, energy, too much adrenaline. I was just feeling really not good. And sometimes when I feel like that, I don't always feel like getting into my devotional time because I feel so off and like I can't concentrate and all of that. But I was like, no, I really need to try my best to spend time with the Lord, because this is what counts now, is the fact that I need to give it over to Him and not try and carry my wiggly worm anxiety. So honestly, I always find this, I start praying, I can be really like unconcentrated, my mind is going to like 5,000 places, I'm imagining stuff, I'm daydreaming while I'm praying, like all kinds of stuff. But after a while I kind of get into the zone and I always find that by the end of the prayer time the peacefulness comes and I felt a lot less like, oh, you know, like jittery and full of anxiety. I felt suddenly calm, and that's just the presence of God and just speaking with Him and then getting your mind away from yourself and the world and actually focusing on Him, and it just changes your mood. And then I did my Bible study time looking at Revelations and I just felt really good and really ready for this day. And everything made sense, and I love this about God, like the sermon that was preached on Sunday and then what I was reading and then the word for the day and the verse of the day that came up on my phone that I get emailed, it all just made sense and was really helpful. And so I felt much better going into it. So yeah, we took the train, we had a few changes to make, and I think part of the reason I stopped filming is because we got on the right train and then the train decided not to stop at some of the stations because it was delayed. So it ended up missing the one that we needed to change at, so we had to get off at a different station, go back, get a different train that was going where we wanted to go. And once we started doing that, I just was really thinking about what's the next train, what time is the next train, which platform do we have to go to, how do we get to that platform, asking for help. There was a lot. So it got a little bit more stressful, but at the same time I didn't really get anxious. I think part of it is because with my mum makes me feel, you know, more confident. I completely trust her, she knows far better than I do, so that was a big help. But I also just knew that God had a plan and that I wasn't going anywhere. There was no timeline. I could take as long as it took and we would be okay. And I didn't get anxious, and so many things fell together. You know, my brother really helped us look at the routes, and if anything did happen, we'd already had a plan for other ways to get there. So when things didn't quite go right, we knew what to do. And things like toilets, a lot of the trains have toilets, the stations have toilets, you know, it was just, everything was good. And yeah, we did the journey. It took a lot longer than I was hoping for, but along the way it was good, and I was really pleasantly surprised. Journey being, even though it went wrong, it was still really calm at the same time, and I think all of that was just, it was just really positive, and just being able to see like food places that I can actually get stuff, even with my allergies, like it was just great. So overall, again, I've had a wonderful experience, and I just count it all like blessings from the Lord. I think in the past, I would go into things maybe praying at the last minute and not really trusting that God was going to answer it. And when I was doubting him and asking so last minute, I was still trying to carry it all myself. I was trying to make things happen. I was trying to be calm and collected in myself, by myself. So I was so overwhelmed, and I would freak out when anything went wrong because I didn't actually trust God. Like, maybe I prayed to him, but I wasn't really believing. I wasn't trusting him. I was still trying to do it on my own. And so it would fail. You know, he would help me to an extent, but then I'm undoing the work that he could have done if I actually asked him in advance and let him already start working his piece through me. So when I get to the situation, I'm already trusting him, but I wasn't doing that. So, you know, that was a bit of a fail. But in terms of this time around, knowing that I was going to go into all of this travel again, I've just come at it from the perspective of telling you guys, like, I'm going to be starting to travel and this is what I'm going to do. I had the intention, I made scripture, travel cards, I spent time talking to the Lord, I have planned my trips in advance and I have prayed about them and spent time talking to God about it, and just getting myself in a place where God is already there for me, so I'm not last minute asking him. And even when things come up at, you know, out of nowhere, I'm not praying or reading the verse and not trusting it. I am trusting it, which means God's work is fully being able to be done in me. So I'm just so grateful. Like, I was still anxious. I was more anxious than I had been any other time, but at the same time, it didn't have the drastic, horrible effects that it's had in the past. So I don't know. I didn't expect this series to be so uplifting, and I mean, it's great for me to be able to look on and actually know how much God is with me and how much he's blessing me. It's incredible to see how he's worked. He's changed it from being debilitating to workable, and I just trust him that it's going to be somewhat removed, you know, from my life. Maybe it will be in the back of my mind now and then, but I will always know that God can conquer it all, and he can conquer our fears. I think that's what's so incredible. He can. I mean, I couldn't even speak in public, and I lead services and preach. Even though I get nervous, in my opinion, that's a fear conquered. And that's all in God. You know, it's only through him that it's happened. So, yeah, I hope that it encourages you and inspires you to spend time talking to the Lord and truly get to a place where you trust him, and that when you go into situations that make you anxious, that and you're going into it with God, that the more confident you are in him, the more you'll see the changes happen. Because the more you doubt it and the more you try and control it yourself, it's never going to change. So I just really encourage you, if there is something that you want to tackle with the Lord when it comes to being anxious about something, just trust him and do it. I'm going to stop talking. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope this series is encouraging to you. I will probably just film a different IGTV, because it's just going to be quicker to do it on my phone, and I'll put that up on Instagram. So yeah, follow me over there for the travel series, and then just other bits and bobs, reels, whatever. Okay, bye guys.